This is Eric Rutan of Cannibal Corpse. You are listening to the Scars and Guitars podcast with Andrew McKay Smith.
Ahoy, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. This chat features Per Nilsson from the group Scar Symmetry. He did some time in Meshuggah as well. It was recorded aboard 70,000 tons of metal 2024. So plenty of topics covered. And here he is, Per from Scar Symmetry.
All right.
Australia, how are you doing? I'm Per Nilsson from Scar Symmetry.
Indeed.
I'm here with Andrew from Scars and Guitars. Let's go.
Very good guitarist, I've got to say, too. But you know that. I mean, you've done instructionals and all sorts of things, and you're one of those aspirational guitarists for a lot of people. They cite you as a specific influence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I know, but look, let's talk about the boat, actually. I mean, this is the opportunity that we've got here. We're all on collectively, of course, otherwise we'd be in the ocean. This, what is it, Princess of the Seas, I think it's called, for 70,000 tons of metal. Do you enjoy the cruising experience?
I do. I have some, like, this is my third time on 70K, but I also have some experience from the cruise ships in the Baltic Sea. In between Stockholm and Helsinki, Finland.
Okay. Yeah.
So we have those drunken cruises that everyone goes on, and they actually arranged metal cruises there as well.
Oh, right. Okay. Is it similar to these?
I wouldn't say it's similar because it's so much smaller.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. I get it. Yeah. What about the onshore experience? Did they offer you an opportunity to accompany a group of fans to go and do something? Are you doing that?
Yeah, they inquired about our interest in that, but we all
make sure you weren't doing it.
We all opted out.
Yeah.
So
I know. It was interesting to see that Thomas from Sodom was doing one. He's about with the greatest respect to Thomas, he's the last person I thought that would want to do something like that. But there he is. He's doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm doing the jam.
Yes,
thing.
you are.
Like I'm playing with Blind Guardian.
Wow.
Like three of the guys from Blind Guardian: the guitar player, the singer, and the drummer.
Okay. Yeah. What song did you choose?
We're playing "Don't Talk to Strangers," Dio, and Felipe from Angra is playing bass. What a monster player!
Yeah.
I
reckon it would have been more interesting, but you guys could pull it off anyway. Mm-hmm. If you were told to pick up an instrument you'd never played before. So I'm sure you can play drums, but just tell you to play drums.
Yeah, that could be a mess.
Well, why not? I mean, it was also accomplished. Everybody knows you can play any song you want on the instrument that you've got. So why not do something a bit different, but I digress, I mean, so there'll be some fan going, you guys didn't play it well, or something like that. It's like, that's the point, But the Singularity, Zenitaph, it's been out now over 12 months. It was your first album in 9 years, if I'm not mistaken. You've been very busy with Meshuggah, and there's another band on the tip of my tongue, Nocturnal Rites.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Been very busy doing all that stuff, but did you feel as though that new album from Scar Symmetry, did it do for you what you wanted it to do?
I guess it did. Yeah, it brought us back. It showed our fans and the world that we still are a force to be reckoned with, or something.
You are.
I'm like we also, before we released the album, we put out our back catalog on vinyl for the first time. Mm-hmm. So we did that, and then the new album, and it was pretty well received. And for being a band that was sort of away for 9 years.
Yeah.
Only touring, every now and then, like very, on a very small scale. I think the audience seems to have stayed with us and even grown in this year. So I don't know what else to ask for.
Well, I think anybody that was able to step into Frederick Thorndale's shoes, and of course you evidently did it with aplomb, but people go, yeah, he's the guy. So they tend to follow you across from Meshuggah, so you pick up the Meshuggah fans.
Yeah.
Is that what you found happened a little bit?
Actually, to be honest, I have no idea. I have no idea how much that thing helped Scar Symmetry. I don't think it did a disservice to us.
Yeah.
So probably some spillover.
Well, given it was your first album in 9 years, do you feel any pressure whatsoever to release Volume 3?
Not really, because I'm immune to pressure. Which sounds silly, but it's like I cannot work from feeling pressure. And I just did an interview before you here where I was asked what I'm gonna work on now, and like I've been starting writing music for a new album.
Okay.
And what I do now is, because obviously we want to do phase 3, and I already know what that is going to be. That is like a specific vibe, the specific thing that's going to be, and there's going to be like recurring themes from phase 1 and 2 that's going to be presented in a new way in phase 3 to kind of tie the whole thing together.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to write the final act, the third act of a movie, so it's very set in what that needs to be, and but I also have this need and urge to do this that is not this, that wouldn't fit in the phase 3 thing. So I'm sort of writing and putting out ideas now with like an open mind, not thinking too much what I should do with it. Like I get an idea for a riff, I just work on it, and then once it starts to take form, I put it in either phase 3, the phase 3 folder, or the sort of question mark folder.
Okay.
And then I guess I will see which one of these cups gets filled first.
Okay.
And that's
all right.
And that's what we will do for an album. So while I appreciate that a lot of fans would probably want us to go for phase 3, there's this other super exciting avenue that I'm exploring. So
okay.
So
rightio. So you got the power metal, if I can call it that, with Nocturnal rights, but then you got something which is not even on the other side of the coin. It's a completely different thing that you're doing with Scar Symmetry. So you got a third wheel going.
Yes.
There you go. All right. Okay. But Scar Symmetry, it's your baby. Did it feel like coming home after being away from it for a while?
Absolutely. And I loved touring with Meshuggah. Like, it's one of my favorite metal bands. It's almost like it's the metal band, like
definitely.
Yeah, like, and in that part of the music world, there's no higher what you call it, echelon.
Yeah, accolade to achieve if you're in Meshuggah or playing the music. Yeah, I mean, it's to your point. They're pretty much at the apex. They're the apex predator.
Yeah. So and I loved it, and the band is like, they're just a bunch of sweethearts, like the best people you'll ever meet.
Yeah,
if you get close to them, and like the crew is good, and they treated me well.
Yeah.
I felt really like a part of the band. I didn't feel like a hired gun. I felt, for the years I did with them, I felt like very much like a part of the band, and my opinion about things, mattered.
Yeah.
And we just had a really good time, and but at the end of the day, it was still more of a job for me, because I was playing someone else's music.
Yeah.
And I mean, they let me play my own solos. I actually asked Fredrik when I started the gig. I asked him, "What do you think? Should I play some of your solos?" And he was like, "Do whatever you want." And he improvised his solos.
Yeah.
Never playing them exactly as on the album. So I figured that's the best way to do it, and it seemed to resonate with the audience as well.
I agree with you.
But I found myself at times, playing European festival in front of 30,000 people. I could feel my mind start to drift and think about, like, what if I could be playing my own music, even though I loved the gig.
Yeah.
So
okay, all right.
So I miss the guys, and I miss the gig in certain ways, because it was so much fun and such an honor to get to do that. But there's no place like home.
Exactly, but I don't think it's an unfair statement to say that I don't think anybody else could have done it. And I know there's guys out there, I understand that. But
Yeah.
in terms of your history with the band and being Swedish and the connection that you have with the guys, and I've spoken to Thomas often, well, when I say often, I've had a very long conversation with Thomas. And now spending time with you, I can see why you guys interface. You're similar people.
I mean, they were also looking for someone sort of their own age. Like maybe there are 22-year-olds that could play circles around me, but they prefer to have someone in their own age group, and also where I live like 1.5 hours from the rehearsal space. We're also kind of from the same part of Sweden, and we have the same background. Like we like the same kind of music and jokes and all that kind of stuff. So that whole thing, like because they are super picky about they're gonna have someone with them on tour that the social thing is gonna work. So
I've spoken to many bands about this very issue, and playing is almost beside the point to an extent. Because playing is almost a given if you get the right person.
Exactly.
How they act and what sort of a person they are and how they react with other personalities on tour, on a tour bus or an aeroplane or at an airport when you're delayed by 12 hours.
Yeah.
Those are when their character revealing exercise.
Yeah. And there's like simply no room for asshole in this kind of situations.
Yeah. Bands
especially if you're sort of the hired gun. Like sometimes a band leader can get away with being a little bit weird, but like the rest is just no way.
Definitely not. No.
Yeah.
But it brings you back down to Australia, and as I mentioned up top, you are playing the Back Room in Brisbane, which is a decent venue. I think you'll enjoy playing there. I think it suits the band and what you'll be and where you're at. And there'll be hundreds of rabid fans there. You'll see it when you get down there. But my question around that is, have you got anything, because you haven't toured Australia before?
No, never been.
Okay, so have you got anything special that you otherwise might not do elsewhere planned for the tour?
We got sort of a new thing, a new idea that we're going to do. And before Australia, in March, we do a tour of Finland. And in Finland, the cities are pretty close to each other. It's like some of the stops are just 2 hours from the other city. So it's quite possible that some diehard fans will travel to several places. And then we do Australia, we do those 4 days. Those distances are probably a little bit longer, but there might be diehard fans that go to a couple of shows, since that's like how often can we come there.
Great.
And then we do Japan in May, and we'll play in Tokyo twice, same venue.
Already.
So what we're doing is we're setting up two set lists that we're gonna rotate. So we're gonna do like half of the set is gonna be like the hits or like fan favorites, like Morphogenesis, the Anomaly, Ghost Prototype 1. I think it's gonna be in both sets. So half of the songs are gonna be in both sets, and the other half are gonna be like totally mutually exclusive. So we'll do like Holographic Universe one night and Ghost Prototype 2 the other night, and stuff like that. So if you come to 2 shows, and also it keeps things a little bit exciting. Also because if you you go online and watch what set list we had in Finland, and you come to the show in Brisbane, and you simply do not know exactly what you're gonna get there.
No. Have you have you been asked this question, but B, what do you think? A movie like Prometheus, you could almost, how people match Pink Floyd to Wizard of Oz and all that garbage. I don't know whether it's true or not that they sync up or whatever, but I feel like you're a musician whose music is tailor-made for that type of science fiction. Have you ever been approached to do a score for a movie, in that realm, like a Prometheus or a Blade Runner?
No.
Because do you agree with me what I'm saying? Do you think that your musical lexicon suits that sort of science fiction film?
Sure, I can see it.
Yeah.
I don't really connect it myself. I mean, obviously, we do like dystopian sci-fi lyrics, and there are elements in the music, in the kind of like chords, tonalities, and harmonies that I use that are sort of coming from movie scores. There's like John Williams and Hans Zimmer and stuff like that. There's some common themes, but when I write the music, I'm like fully immersed in doing the music, and I'm not seeing things in pictures, or I'm in the world of music.
Yeah.
So it's yeah.
I just hopefully an intrepid director or someone involved in movies out there actually listens to this conversation and has a bit of an idea and says, you know what, you're right. I'm going to reach out to Par. I think I've been given a hint to wrap things up. So I'm going to finish on a bang because you're my last interview for the night. Okay, so I've asked this question a couple of times and always intrigued by the response. But challenge is inevitable. Okay, so in your career as a musician, what's the greatest challenge or obstacle you've managed to overcome?
I don't know. In my 20s, I had 4 years where I couldn't play guitar at all because I had like repetitive strain injuries in both my arms, and nothing worked. Like I sought out different treatments, and I was under candidate for surgery, I was told, so I just waited that out, and then once I got out of it, we started Scar Symmetry, and I was a young man. I was 30. I didn't think I would ever have a career. Turning 50 now, things panned out pretty well in the end. So
there you go.
So
indeed,
nothing has been very challenging since that, comparatively.
Gotcha. Yeah, definitely.
But thanks for watching, everyone. We gotta go. They are knocking us. The powers that be.
What a bloke. What a fantastic fella. Per Nilsson from Scar Symmetry and also Meshuggah. Fantastic. All right, there are many more conversations that were recorded on 70,000 Tons of Metal, and you can find them right here on YouTube or over at Spotify. If you're listening via Spotify, they're all there, or any of the other podcast apps on which the show is broadcast. But I've made it easy for everybody. If you want to go across to the website, under the tab 70,000 Tons, you'll find chats with the members of Carnation Unleashed, Tigers of Pantang, The Halo Effect, Sodom, Nocturnal, My Dying Bride, Inhuman Condition, Blood Red Throne, Angra, in addition to Par from Scar Symmetry. And there's also a bit of a rap there as well. All right, that's it from me. My name's Andrew Mackay-Smith, and I'm the host of the Scars and Guitars podcast. Until the next one, it's a goodbye for now.